Hello and welcome to the Deep Talk Podcast, a podcast and community dedicated to learning, growing, and connecting more deeply with ourselves and one another. I'm Madison Brandt, your host. Let's get started with this week's Deep Talk. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Talk Podcast. As always, so happy to have you all here. Today we're talking about why I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for literally millions of reasons, but I think sometimes when we are working on something or we're struggling with something or whatever it is, we don't have enough people telling us that they're proud of us. And sometimes that's all we need to hear to feel like we can keep going, to feel inspired, to keep moving through the hard. When we accomplish something, even if it's not something tangible, maybe it's just our healing, or maybe it is something that we did that was really great, and we just need a little bit of a clap for it, that is normal, and you deserve that. And so today I want to talk about a few ways I'm proud of you. I know I don't know the exact thing that you are going through, but I do resonate with a lot of the things I'm going to share, and just overall, I hope that I can speak to where you need a little bit of recognition and some support and excitement and celebration. So let's dive in. If nobody's told you recently, I'm proud of you. So before we get into the reasons why I'm proud of you, I first want to say that I love you, and it is kind of vulnerable to listen to an episode like this because getting recognition can sometimes be like it's kind of like when you have to give yourself a compliment, you're like, ooh, this feels weird, but it's so needed. And sometimes we just need to hear those words that I'm proud of you, that I see what you're doing and I think you're doing a great job. I think as humans, we need that, right? I think it is so normal. And so whether it is like you feel like no one's fully understanding what you're going through, so no one can really be proud of you, or you just don't have anyone to clap for you right now, I want to do that. I want to clap for you. I want to recognize you. So I wrote down a few ways and a few things that I want to recognize you for. And so the first one is I am proud of how you are healing. So maybe you got out of a relationship and you're going through heartbreak, or maybe you just had a lot of trauma or wounds or things that have felt hard for a long time that you're healing. Or maybe you are just moving on from old ways of being or patterns or whatever it is. Maybe you're physically healing. Maybe right now you went through an injury, right? That's applicable too. But for however you're healing, I want to tell you that I'm proud of you, because healing is a hard journey and it is never linear. And it is really, again, vulnerable to be a person who's on a healing path, because it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot. I think this is the most insane thing that people don't realize, of how much it takes of looking at yourself and your own stuff to go, wow, I have stuff within me or things that I need to work on, and I'm willing to. That is huge. So many people don't face their pain or their struggles and they just say they're fine, even though they're not. And sometimes digging up the hurt first hurts more because it's a lot and it feels easier to push it away. But I think over time those things pop up and it doesn't feel too good, does it? It doesn't feel good to have those things linger. And so if you're doing it all right now, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, and I see you, and I love you. The second thing I want to tell you that I am proud of you for is how you move forward even when it's hard. I think when life is hard, and often it is, because as humans, suffering is a part of life. It's just it's hard to be resilient. And there might be many different ways you're being resilient right now or moving forward even when it feels hard. Maybe you, again, are going through a heartbreak, or maybe you are working toward a goal, or maybe you are healing and finding yourself again after grief, or maybe you didn't get something you wanted and you're trying to move forward. Whatever ways in life you are trying to move forward, even if it feels mucky and confusing and like you're lost and you don't know how to keep going. The fact that you are, the fact that you try anyway is something to be admired. It's something to be proud of. There are things in my life that I feel like I'm working on day in and day out, and they're all different. Like it's like this podcast or my makeup business, things like that. Also my own healing, my mental health, my self-worth, inner things, inner traumas, inner wounds, and things that I think about every day, whether they're tangible or intangible, that I sometimes wish I could be like, see how much I'm working and how hard it has been. And I just want someone to see that like I'm putting an effort and that it matters. And I know that might sound a little pick me, but I think we all feel that way, that we all want to be seen. And that doesn't mean other people aren't struggling in similar different ways, that, they deserve someone to be proud of them and recognition too. Maybe they need to hear this. But it doesn't neglect the fact that you might be working on something, a business, a hobby, a purpose, you're healing, anything that you're working on. And it just deserves to be seen. It deserves to be noticed. And today I want to notice you. I know what it takes to build something, to put an effort towards a career or a business, and to put in that effort. It takes energy and grit. It takes day in and day out effort, applying to jobs, finding your purpose, putting an effort towards a business. I know. And if you're doing that because you believe in something more, oh my gosh, it's amazing. If you are working really hard on dating and trying to find love even when it's hard, if you are trying to, make time for you even when it's busy, but it just feels so hard, but you're trying. When you're just trying to make it to the next day and it just feels like there's so much weight or there's so much that you just feel lost and confused in this era of life. You're not sure about things, but you continue to try to be, you continue to keep going, even though it's unclear or not easy or painful. That's something to be proud of. The third thing I want you to know that I'm proud of you for is continuing to love and continuing to keep your heart open, even when it would be easier to close. It is easier to close your heart, to not feel. It's easier to give up and to not admit that you care, that you don't want a relationship or you don't want a friend group, that it doesn't hurt you to feel so alone. Admitting that you actually do want love and you actually feel lonely, so you want friends and you want community, it's really vulnerable because it's easier to just push it away. But if you want it and you know you want it and you let yourself want it, which means letting yourself feel vulnerable, I'm so proud of you. Because I know what kind of guts that takes. And I know how hard it is to open yourself when the world is cold and it would be easier to close, or it'd be easier to give up, when it would make more sense to not care at all so you don't have to feel. If you're the type of person who keeps your heart open even when it doesn't make sense to, or even when other people have hurt you, be proud of yourself for being one of the few people that do that. Be proud of yourself for being someone who's actually changing the world with your love. We need it. In today's day and age, I can't even tell you how much we need love. There's so much stuff in the world going horribly, just tragedies every day. And in my hometown, there has been a few recently, and my heart just hurts every day for families that are going through things. And I just think about how we all need love more than anything. Our world needs a lot of reform, I think, right now. But I think the thing that we mainly need to do, and this is going to take time, but is changing our hearts and healing. And so if you're one of the people who's spreading love, you're spreading love and helping other people's hearts change. And even when that feels painful to hold yourself or to feel like you're not getting back anything right now, you have to remember that this is making up the fabric of our world, and that your love softens hearts and helps people feel kinder and helps people feel loved, and that makes people better, and it ripples into everything we do. Other people's energy being lifted by you sprinkles into how they love other people and how they love and how they create, and your love alone is making the world better, and you don't even know it. And so when you want to let go and you want to give up, you don't. You continue to love people even when they ignore you. And yes, we need boundaries, right? So keep that in mind. But you continue to date and put yourself out there even though you've been hurt. You continue to want friendship and build community even when people have left you or friendships have fallen apart and it sucks and you feel alone. Like, you keep loving anyway because that's what you do and that's who you are. And I'm proud of you for that. I know it isn't easy. The next thing I want you to know that I'm proud of you for is for you to continue to discover yourself, whether that's trying new hobbies or trying new things or shifting your job or creating a new life for yourself, or whatever you're doing, traveling, whatever you're doing to discover more of who you are, listening to podcasts. Like, you are not giving up on your journey and your self-discovery and your exploration and figuring out who you are. And that is amazing. Do you know how amazing it is that you are continuing to want to evolve and to continue to find yourself, to continue to try things when other people might be working a 9-to-5, or when other people are living lives that maybe around you aren't discovering or going through the messiness the way that you might be. It's so beautiful that you are. It's so beautiful for you to continue to build a life you love, even when it takes work. It takes so much work to intentionally build a life that you love. I know it. It takes a lot of intention and removing things that don't feel good and adding things that do. And so if you are finding yourself and working on your life and building it and removing things and adding just because you know you want more fulfillment, holy shit, that takes guts. We're proud over here about that. The next thing I want to let you know that I'm proud of you for is your accomplishments right now. All the things, like the big things, the writing the book, the promotion, the places you just traveled, the new boyfriend you just got or partner, the book that you just finished that you took like way too long to read, but then you finally finished it, the art piece you made, whatever it is. Like, I'm so proud of you because I know what it's like to really work towards an accomplishment. And like, sometimes you get some claps, but like, maybe you're not getting the amount of claps you need, and you're like, I worked for this. I wrote this paper. I built this business. I hit this milestone, and like, other people don't get it because they're not in my field, or maybe I just don't have the people around me right now to celebrate me. I'm like, let's pop a bottle. Let's pop a bottle. Like, oh my gosh. Putting effort in, like, again, the grit it takes to have accomplishments like this, like, people always will like notice the outcome, and maybe you're not even getting noticed for that right now, and it's frustrating, but sometimes we do get some recognition for the outcome and like this accomplishment, which we are still recognizing. But what it takes to get there is actually crazy. And I even think about like my podcast, and I'm like, all the things I'm doing, like when I have somebody tell me they think what I'm doing is cool or they're proud of me, it like blows me by surprise because I'm just so used to it. And because I've been doing it for 7 years, like I am used to filming and editing and creating and doing these things. And I think a lot of people around me are probably like numb to it and just used to me doing this. And I'm like, I feel sometimes bad bringing up the next thing that I did for my podcast, like putting this on video and doing YouTube, even though like, I don't even know what will come of that. It's been a lot to figure out. And like, my mom came over and like brought over, like for my podcast relaunch, she brought me like food and flowers and celebrated me. And I literally was like, this is the nicest thing ever. And it feels so crazy to receive this. It just felt so good. And I mean, I made a lot of different iterations of my podcast, and even making a cool video and having someone be like, wow, like that's awesome. They're like those micro moments. and also the big accomplishments in life too. Like I just got back into doing makeup. I do makeup on the weekends for weddings, and that has been so awesome. And I've had so much support from friends, and that's been so fueling. And it's like, it's not that we do things for other people to clap. It just is like very supportive, and it feels really good to have people understand that you are trying and to feel like someone sees you, because as humans, we want to share. We love to share. We want to share what we're doing and what matters to us. And so I just am proud of you for what you have accomplished. And I think if you have the opportunity to tell someone or ask for celebration, or, maybe go out and grab a glass of wine by yourself, read a book, and just smile and just be like, oh, I did it. Like, creating moments of celebration for yourself are important too. And not everyone understands probably the throes of what you've put into it every day, or like maybe will even understand why the outcome is important, but you do. And so for that, celebrate yourself, and I'm virtually celebrating with you. And sometimes we have to ask people to celebrate us, not because they don't care, but because not everyone gets like why a podcast is cool, or what it takes, or why what you're doing is cool, or what it takes. And so sometimes we have to ask or to share. I think people know certain things to clap for, like an engagement or very obvious things, but not everyone knows how to clap for other things that we accomplish. And sometimes we have to share why it matters to us, to cue people to be excited. And if you feel like right now it's just you, know that that's also amazing that you have you, and that I'm with you, and you have another person with you. I'm so proud of you. And so I think those are most of the things I'm thinking of. I think just overall, I want you to know that like, I'm proud of how you are just being human. And that is just so many things. And we all have a very different version of what that looks like. But it involves a lot. It involves healing and growing and adding things that we like, which takes thought and effort, and removing and untangling from things that don't serve us. And that takes thought and effort, and it's painful and hard. And it looks like in life to accomplish things and to have things fail, and to keep picking yourself up even when it's hard or when you don't see results yet. And just the act of being human is something to be proud of. And doing it in your own way, despite all the ways that other people are doing things, and continuing to follow your own authentic code and your own compass, is so beautiful. And I'm so proud of you for that, because I know that it can feel hard to continue to do all the things of life, or to struggle in the ways that you are, and not have people relate. Not to say that other people don't struggle. We all struggle, but like we all have our own struggles, and not everyone understands our own unique struggles. And so it's like, in the ways that you are just being human and figuring it out, and failing and not failing, and picking yourself up and trying again, is just, it matters. It matters. I'm going to close this out pretty soon here, but I want you to overall know that like, I'm proud of you, and I see the ways that you're working and trying, even when it feels really hard and when no one else is noticing. And I notice you, and you're welcome to DM me something you feel proud of right now that you need someone else to notice, or something that you accomplished, or something you worked on and you just want someone to see you. I want to see an art piece in my DMs, or someone's paper they wrote for school, or to tell me about the recent months you've been working on yourself and finding new things out about yourself. I want to celebrate you. You're going to get balloons back in your inbox, but right now I'm sending you energetic balloons and energetic glitter and confetti and Prosecco if you drink, otherwise maybe sparkling grape juice. I'm sending you hugs and shouts and party music and strobe lights, but maybe not too many, and just all the good vibes. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you for being who you are, and I'm thankful that you're here to receive that. Sometimes it's just nice to receive that. And so with that, I love you guys so much. Take this into your week. Listen to it as many times as you need. I'm going to be sending you guys tons of good love and energy, and Again, don't be afraid to ask for support and for celebration. It doesn't make you a narcissist. It just makes you a human. We like to share with others, and that is okay. And so I'm proud of you. And if nobody has told you today, you have one person who is cheering you on and who is proud of you and who knows that it's hard and is excited for you and is really admiring of you. You're amazing. Go into your week, chest out, smile up, because you know that I'm cheering you on and you're cheering you on. All right. Cheers, guys. I'll talk to you guys next week, and I love you.